You've got to have a permission slip to go to the zoo when you're in school or to go to the planetarium, but not to have the school tell your child to have an abortion. They secretly say, don't tell your parents, we'll take you over to the clinic and give you an abortion with the clinics they have in the schools. This is out of KOMO, Seattle, Washington, TV. It's also in the Seattle Times. Mother furious after in-school clinic sets up teen abortion. The mother of Ballard High School student is fuming after the health center on campus helped facilitate her daughter's abortion during school hours. The mother, whom KOMO News has chosen to identify only as Jill, said the clinic kept the information confidential. When she signed a consent form, Jill figured it meant 15-year-old could go to the Ballard Teen Health Center located inside the high school for an earache, a sports physician, or even birth control, but not for help terminating a pregnancy. She took a pregnancy test at school at the Teen Health Center. Nowhere in the paperwork does it mention abortion or facilitating abortion. Well, you don't tell the scum parents. They're just to provide, like, eggs, like a hen to the state. Jill says her daughter, a pro-life advocate, was given a pass, put in a taxi, and sent off to have an abortion during school hours, all without her family knowing. We had no idea this was being facilitated on campus, she said. They just told her that if she concealed it from her family, that it would be free of charge and no financial responsibility. So they worked to keep it secret from your family. And this is standard procedure with these murdering scum. This is incredible. Folks, this is what this is really all about. And are people going to refuse to pay income taxes now? We built the country without them. When you're paying for abortion, are you going to put up with this? I heard pro-lifers on local radio this morning arguing with the host that Travis County pays for abortions in schools with taxpayer money and doesn't tell the parents. That's on record. That passed last year. But you pro-lifers are living in la-la land. You have no idea what's going on, most of you. And I want to bring up a real pro-lifer who's been arrested on city property in Dallas on a sidewalk with many others. He's gone to court over it. And I wanted to get Darrel Rundus, a pastor, I wanted to get his take on his view of Christians in this country. The government is criminal and has declared war on the people. It's totally lawless. The way this bill was passed was lawless. Darrel Rundus, good to have you on with us.
Hey, great to be here, Alex. Thanks for having me.
So give us your take on the story I just covered and the bill.
Well, I tell you, you're absolutely right. In fact, there's a new movie coming out called Blood Money, and it's all about what you're just talking about, government-funded abortions and how it may be illegal to give your kid an aspirin at a public school, but they can go and get them an abortion without your permission. Isn't that amazing?
Continue.
Well, the bottom line is, Alex, and I heard you talking about earlier today, how we all just need to get on our knees and repent, and that truly is the case. In fact, I was just reading this morning in 2 Thessalonians where the Bible clearly says, let no one deceive you by any means, for that day won't come until the great falling away comes. And he's talking in reference to the Antichrist and the one world government and so on. And, you know, that's why we see so much apathy. It's so much pathetic behavior among those who call themselves Christians. It's part of the great falling away. It's part of that great cup of delusion that God has poured out upon the people who won't.
And the system is scientifically pushing for more and more and more, squeezing women's breasts, videotaping your children's naked bodies with the scanners, knocking on your door, asking to see your guns, training your kids to tattle on you. I've read those passages in the Bible. Maybe you can pull up the verse where it says your children will be set against you by the government. You know, in every culture, the government always seeks to kill kids.
They're going to turn everything on its head. That's exactly what we see. We see a government that's not of, by, and for the people. It's not, you know, a country that's the home of the free and you know, land of the free, home of the brave. It's more of land of the slave. And people are living in an invisible prison. We have had the wool pulled over our eyes. Incrementally, they continually increase. In fact, as our forefathers stated in the Declaration of Independence, until such time as the long train of abuses become intolerable, people will tolerate it. They will continue to put up with it, and I believe, and that's why I'm almost happy that they were so arrogant in passing this health care bill, because I think it was the great wake-up call. It certainly was for me. Let me just share something kind of private with you and make it public for everybody. But, man, I have had you and many other celebrities celebrities and TV people say, Darrel, you need to start a radio show. You got to start a radio show. You got to start a radio show. And honestly, Alex, I continue to put it off because, man, I've worked 20 years, 120 hours a week, building a big company so I could sell it.
And you've started national Christian television shows and have a huge bio.
And I know what that commitment is because I have had that experience. I know you're talking. I know the kind of time you're putting in. I know the kind of sacrifice you're making. I know the kind of tax that you're constantly subjected to from all kinds of areas. You get it from